through this Hussein business. It's Barack Hoover Obama. Look at this, folks. Look at the jobs numbers out here. New applications for unemployment insurance rose last week to their highest level in almost 6 months. It was just yesterday that Barack Hoover Obama told us that the worst was over, that we had turned a corner. That's like a fourth or fifth time he told us this, that the worst was behind us. Now, Reuters, I'm sorry, this is AP. A gobsmacked AP. New applications for unemployment insurance rose last week to their highest level in almost 6 months. A sign, little indication, a hint that employers are still cutting their staffs. Really? What's the first clue? Unemployment claims rise, and the AP says it's a sign employers are still cutting their staffs. Really? The sun came up this morning. It's a sign that dawn happened. These people at the Associated Press are masters at figuring out cause and effect. The Labor Department says first-time claims for jobless benefits edged up by 2,000 to a seasonally adjusted 484,000. Analysts had expected a drop. Meanwhile, Obama's off to Martha's Vineyard for 10 days to pal around with Skip Gate. 2 days to the Redneck Riviera. That's the Florida Gulf Coast. That's Obama and Moochell are next. By the way, have you seen the number? Moochell's approval numbers are plummeting. Yes. They were just yesterday, maybe a couple days ago, we had stories throughout the media that Moochell Obama was just loved and adored by people all over the country. And they're going to send Moochell in where they couldn't send Obama. But now she's down hovering around 50%. The trip to Spain kind of taking its toll out there. This is the initial, this disclaimer, by the way, the numbers this week are the highest since the week of February 20th. Initial claims have now risen in 3 of the last 4 weeks and are close to their high point for the year of 490,000 reached in late January, also known as the precipice that Mr. Obama pulled us back from. That's right. In January, we're back from the brink, back from the precipice. The 4-week average, which smooths volatility, soared by 14,000, blah, blah, blah. The total number of people receiving benefits dropped to 118,000, meaning they've stopped looking and they have expired. They've run out of unemployment benefits. Does not mean they found work. Because they told us earlier, employees are still cutting their staffs. We can always rely on AP for the truth. The down-home, dirty truth, when none of us can face it, AP will plaster it for us. Reuters, the number of people filing new claims for unemployment insurance unexpectedly rose in the... I still say that they're tweaking me. With all of this unexpected, shockingly surprised stuff. Unexpectedly rose in the latest week to its highest level in close to 6 months, a fresh signal of a weak job market, a fresh signal. So AP tells us it's a sign that employers are still cutting their staffs. Reuters says it's a fresh signal of a weak jobs market. Hubba, hubba, hubba. And once again, they also point out that the number of people receiving benefits plummeted, but that's because people have fallen off the benefit rolls, not because they are finding work. How much more of Obama's recovery will the U.S. economy be able to stand? And again, meanwhile, Obama's off to Martha's Vineyard, 10 days, playing golf up there, Skip Gates. And everything has the Obama logo on it. And now, here in the summer of recovery, Barack Hoover Obama's summer of recovery is a new way to look at his logo. That circle logo thing, it looks like the red, white, and blue going right down a drain. You check it out. Check out his logo. It looks like you can see it. It looks like red, white, and blue encircling the drain, going down the drain. Here's a story from NewHampshire.com. It also showed up in Politico with no criticism, just some chuckles. Local Democrats wish death upon Sarah Palin. Democrats saying publicly they wish Sarah Palin had been on the plane in Alaska that was carrying Ted Stevens. There's only one way the tragic airplane crash in Alaska that ended the life of Ted Stevens could have been better, according to New Hampshire Democrat activist and state representative candidate Keith Halloran, if Sarah Palin had been on it. In a Facebook post, Halloran, who describes himself as an active local citizen and supporter of New Hampshire Governor John Lynch, said of the plane crash, "Just wish Sarah and Levi were on board." Now, can you imagine, had a Democrat been on that plane and died, and had any Republican or conservative or media figure, gee, you know what, I wish Obama had been on that plane. You imagine the outrage, or I wish Biden had been on that plane, or anybody. Can you imagine the outcry and all of the fear and the concern for the loss of civility? What is happening to our politics? What is happening to our country, they would say? What has happened to our civility? Here, some no-name Democrat in New Hampshire posts on his Facebook page, "Yeah, just wish Sarah and Levi were on board." And New Hampshire, NowHampshireNow.com posts it. Last line says, "New Hampshire Republicans were not pleased." In the remarks, Halloran isn't alone among New Hampshire Democrat leaders in wishing ill toward Sarah Palin. Natch Grays, a staffer for Democratic Representative and Senate hopeful Paul Hodes, tweeted, "I have to wonder if and or when Sarah Palin will learn the meaning of our state motto, live free or die." So they're out there actually wishing for the death of Sarah Palin. And this little website and Politico just reported as though, and it just is, I tell you who they're afraid of. They will tell you who they fear. To the audio sound bites, Harry Reid, as you know, said he doesn't understand how any Hispanic could vote Republican. And Roger Simon of Politico essentially said that Harry Reid's right. This is last night. F. Chuck Todd, filling in for Chris Matthews, says Harry Reid's quote got a lot of Republicans upset. Marco Rubio got very critical of what Reid said. But Democrats think they've got actually a real opportunity here, don't they?
They do, and they might be right. It's simply hard to look at the Republican Party and say they are pro-Hispanic. You're not just talking about shipping people back. You're telling voters who are citizens that we're going to take your mother or grandmother or grandfather or father and we're going to send them back to Mexico or Guatemala or China because we're going to change the laws. That's not a welcoming party.
Roger Simon essentially agreeing with Harry Reid. There's no reason why Hispanics would vote for Republicans. Marco Rubio, last night with Greta Van Susteren, said this.
Let me explain to Harry Reid why Americans of Hispanic descent would want to be Republicans. The number one issue in the Hispanic community in America is economic empowerment. It's the desire of people to leave their children better off than themselves. It's the reason why my parents worked 2 jobs and sacrificed throughout their lives so that I would have the opportunity to do things that they never could do. It was possible because of God, it was possible because of their sacrifices, and it was possible because of the American free enterprise system. And the agenda that Harry Reid supports is trying to destroy and dismantle the American free enterprise system. The agenda that Harry Reid supports kills Hispanics' dreams for their children.
So there you have it. The media agreeing with Reid. And this is all about the 14th Amendment with people say, you know, we need to get rid of this notion that all you have to do to be a citizen here is be born. I mean, if you're a child of illegal immigrants, maybe you shouldn't be a citizen. And so they're harping on that. I'll just tell you again what I said yesterday, and I sincerely mean this. I don't know how a real man, could even be a liberal, much less vote for one.